You know you are going to die. Not today, maybe not for decades, but someday. And somewhere in your mind, you have always known it. That single piece of knowledge quietly shapes almost everything you do. Most people assume every animal carries that same knowledge, that a deer, a crow, a whale all understand somehow that their life will end. That is not what happens. The real answer is far stranger and much harder to sit with. Because understanding death is not one thing. It is several, and almost no animal has all of them. Start with what scientists actually mean by understanding death. In 2018, two researchers, Andre Gonçalves and Dora Biro, published a framework in a Royal Society journal. They argued the idea of death is built from four separate parts. First, non-functionality. A dead body cannot do what a living one does. It does not move or respond. Second, irreversibility. Once it is dead, it stays dead. It is not sleeping. It is not coming back. Third, causality. Something caused it. Bodies do not simply stop for no reason. And the hardest one, inevitability. That death comes for everything, including you. A human child assembles all four of these by about the age of 10. Most animals never assemble all of them at all. But here is the part that surprised the researchers. Some of these parts do not require human intelligence at all. Non-functionality and irreversibility can be learned by any animal that pays close enough attention. And some animals pay very, very close attention. Crows are the clearest place to start. If you have ever seen a dead crow on the ground, you may have noticed something strange nearby. Other crows. A lot of them. Silent at first, then loud. In 2015, Kaylee Swift, working with John Marsloff at the University of Washington, designed an experiment to find out why. She showed wild crows a dead crow held by a person wearing a mask. The crows did not ignore it. They gathered, they called out, they mobbed the area. This is what people loosely call a crow funeral, but it is not mourning. The work showed something colder and more useful. The crows were not grieving the dead bird. They were studying it. A dead crow means danger. Somewhere here, something kills crows. And the crows remembered. They remembered the face of the person holding the body. Weeks later, they still scolded that masked face. They had filed the location as a threat. They grasped non-functionality, and they grasped danger. What they did not show was grief. Elephants are a different story. For decades, field researchers reported the same strange behavior. Elephants stopping at the bones of dead elephants, touching them, turning them over with their trunks. In 2006, Karen McComb and her team in Amboseli, Kenya, tested it directly. They laid out skulls and ivory in front of wild elephants next to other objects. They ignored the rhino skulls. They ignored the wood. They went again and again for the elephant skulls and the ivory. They explored them with the tips of their trunks, slowly for minutes at a time. An elephant's trunk holds more than 40,000 muscles. When it touches like this, it is examining. Researchers have watched elephants return to a dead family member again and again, standing near it, touching the bones, sometimes covering it with branches and dirt. We do not have a clean scientific word for what that is. It is not a funeral the way we hold one, but it is not nothing either. Elephants seem to recognize their own dead, and they do not look away. Then there are the ones that will not let go. In the summer of 2018, off the Pacific Northwest, an orca known as Tahlequah gave birth. Her calf lived for half an hour. What she did next was watched by the entire world. She refused to let the body sink. She balanced her dead calf on her head and pushed it to the surface, over and over. When it slipped off, she dove and brought it back up. She did this for 17 days, across more than 1,000 miles of ocean. Her family stayed with her. At times, they took turns carrying the body. Marine biologists were careful with the word grief, but they could not find a better one. Dolphins and whales have been documented carrying dead calves like this many times. The behavior costs them enormously. They cannot feed properly. They fall behind. Whatever this is, it is not efficient. It is not survival. It is something else. The closest thing to human understanding shows up where you would expect it, in primates. In 2010, researchers documented the death of a chimpanzee named Pansy at a park in Scotland. In her final hours, the others grew quiet. They groomed her. They stayed close. When she died, they tested her body, lifting an arm, watching it fall. They left. They returned. The next day, they avoided the place where she had died. In the forests of Bossou, in Guinea, researchers watched something even harder to explain. Mothers whose infants had died carried the bodies for weeks, even as they mummified, grooming them, carrying them, unable or unwilling to set them down. Some scientists see the early edges of an understanding of death in this. Others see a mother whose instinct simply has no off switch when the infant stops responding. Both can be true. That is exactly what makes it so hard to study. So put it back together. A crow understands that a dead crow is dangerous. It does not appear to mourn. An elephant recognizes its dead and cannot seem to leave them. How much it understands, we do not know. An orca refuses to accept that her calf is gone. For 17 days. A chimpanzee tests a body, finds no response, and avoids the place afterward. Each of them holds a piece of it. Almost none of them seem to hold all of it. Non-functionality, many animals grasp. Irreversibility, some do. Causality, only a few. Inevitability, that death is coming for everyone, including the self. That one may belong almost entirely to us, and it is not at all clear that it is a gift. You carry the knowledge that you will die every day of your life. Most animals may carry it only in the moment it arrives. Which of you understands death better is a question the science cannot answer, and the animals, as always, do not say.